No doubt you will be surprised to hear that reconciliation did not work. Surprise, reconciliation did not work, and I am finally vindicated in my assertion that my wife has been lying to me and everyone else this whole time. Please feel free to say I told you so. My daughter's birthday was on the weekend, and so my wife posted an announcement on Facebook. Her AP commented on the post. This prompted 2 days' worth of texting between him and my wife. She could inform me that he texted but would only give a vague description of the content of their messaging, and said that it was only 1 or 2 messages. She would tell me he is asking how old our daughter is, etc. However, she is once again carrying her phone around the house with her now for 2 days and answering incoming texts instantly, just as she was back in the summer during her affair. She still has not given me her phone, but she doesn't know that I was able to guess her PIN number. She is very predictable in her choices of passcodes. Things started to get flirty and they started to reference what had gone on between them before. Nothing too clear in terms of a smoking gun. During this conversation, he indicated that he was at home Monday and Tuesday due to the weather being very poor here and in working outside. On Monday night, she decides to dye her hair after the kids went to bed. I thought this strange since she had just done it before Christmas, and it really wasn't that bad. In addition, she is back to working from home, so who is there to impress? She was in the bathroom for well over an hour late night, doing this and other grooming. I went to bed at 1130 p.m. and asked if I could come in to wash up before bed. She said no and passed my toothbrush out through a crack in the door. I asked her what she is doing in there so long, and she coyly says, "I'm getting ready for you." Reedy-eyed. Sure, AP has tomorrow off, and so I immediately put that together with her spending an hour or more in the bathroom. Grooming. So Tuesday before I leave for work, I reset the trip odometer in her car so that I could easily determine whether she went anywhere during the day. She's in her usual sweats in front of the computer as I leave. During the day she texts me and says that she is taking a nap at lunchtime. I come home from work and find that she has changed during the day into a low-cut shirt and put on a bunch of makeup. I ask her what's with the boob shirt and she deflects the question. I thought maybe she might have changed to take our son to his activity tonight, since she hangs out at a nearby bar while he is engaged, but instead, after supper she goes and puts on a different long-sleeve sweatshirt. So why the boob shirt during the day? Look at the car, and sure enough, there are 5.5 km on the trip counter. In asking about her day, she hasn't mentioned going anywhere. I thought maybe they went for lunch since a certain restaurant is 2.5 km away, plus an extra 5 km to pick AP up. Yes. He lives that close to use. 7-minute walk. Turns out, I was slightly wrong. Instead of lunch, she went and picked up tea and went to his house, watched TV, and had at last vindication. Frankly, I don't even feel that hurt. I had such low hopes anyway based on her lack of remorse, blame-shifting, and lying. I feel a sense of relief that I'm not, in fact, crazy. I gave it my best effort, and then she goes and does this. It is over, well and truly over. She had asked me this weekend, "What do I need to do in order for you not to divorce me?" That's easy. I said don't invite other men into our relationship. 2 days later, and here we are. Don't even think it is worth confronting her at this point. I don't want to tell her how I know all this. I'm going to hang tight for a couple days, and then on Friday after work, I will go to a friend's house and stay there until at least Monday. I will text her my intentions Friday afternoon. I don't want to even give her a chance to drip her poison into my ear. I will probably block her so she can't even reach me at all. I'm thinking also to inform her mother, father, and sister. So far her sister and father know about the situation, but only from her side, where she says it was all just online, a fantasy and nothing more. I would like to say something to the effect of, "I'm sorry to inform you, but Name has been lying to me and to you all along." She met Name on Tuesday and had with him despite our attempts to reconcile. I will be initiating divorce. Thank you for welcoming me into your family and for your many past kindnesses. Please support her and the kids through whatever follows. Have a nice life. So far, no one has heard a peep from me about this situation, and so I would like to challenge her control of the narrative a little bit, especially with those who are closest to us. At least I can say I tried. I was sincerely trying, despite my lack of optimism, and even she said to me and to some of her friends that things were getting better. And then she goes and does it all over again. Whatever responsibility I felt for my wife's affair previously, I can no longer feel since I committed myself to reconciliation and she clearly did not. This time it is most definitely on her, and I'm done. There will be no further efforts on her behalf by me. She has amply demonstrated that she is simply not worth it. Story 2. Found out my wife is cheating, confronted her. Now she says it was just online. But I need some advice. English isn't my native language, so please forgive me for any mistakes in the text. We've been together 11 years, living together for 10 years. Last couple of years were really rough, and we almost decided to file for a divorce last year. We've spoken a lot and agreed to give us another chance. Our relationship improved a lot and we were happier than we were in years. The cheating was during the time we spoke about getting a divorce / giving us another chance. So, I caught my husband cheating because I found messages and pictures on his phone. I confronted him, and at first he told me nothing happened except for some horny text / pics. After 1-2 days I found more evidence, and he admitted having with her. In the following weeks I still got a feeling that he wasn't 100% honest with me. So I called the other woman. I shouldn't have been surprised, but my gut was right. She told me they saw each other numerous times and they had unsafe. He says he would take it back if he could. He lied to her and his friends. He wasn't in love with her, but it was an escape / fantasy. He's really sorry, promises me it won't happen again, and wants to be together the rest of our lives. The thoughts of him having with another woman, telling her things he used to say to me, and the excessive lying are haunting me. I don't believe his words anymore, but on the other hand, I love him and would like to reconcile. He's depressed, I console him a lot. It's exhausting, as you can imagine. I struggle with my mental health too. This is also partly caused because he lied to me when I didn't know what happened, even when I asked him upfront if he had feelings for the other women, because I didn't feel good about their contact from the beginning. Gut said there was more to it. I don't want to have with him most of the time because of what happened. He has a really hard time because of this. He's scared my feelings won't come back. I just don't know what to do. I feel numb. I don't feel any emotions about things that would normally make me cry. We both have individual counseling as well as marriage counseling. Can someone give me advice about what to do? How to know if he's sincere or just manipulating me? Update. Unfortunately, I realize now that I may have jumped the gun in confronting her, as I have nothing other than text messages to prove her cheating on me. I have nothing that catches her in flagrante delicto. Exactly, although to my mind the texts absolutely clear on what happened. They also show her running cover with her friends and admissions of an affair, etc. But nonetheless, she is doubling down on her story that no physical contact occurred. I have no pictures. She has gone so far as to offer to take a polygraph to prove her story. And in the voice recorder. Oh, how I wish I had one of these a week or two ago! Anyway, on Friday she thought all was well and went over to AP Place. I slipped the recorder in her purse and overheard their conversation. They didn't have, but she said to him it was a lot of fun and outlined her strategy to use marriage counseling as a way to push for an open relationship. She also said that she would do it again if she gets a chance and proposition him just before leaving. The next day I told her I wanted a divorce. She doubled down on her story and wouldn't let me go, saying that you're just going to throw 10 years of marriage away. Excuse me, no, you threw 10 years of marriage away. She went over to his house again today to drop something off. No contact, right? And again got even more admissions of this time also. She outlined her strategy with the polygraph. According to the polygraph people, you can submit your own questions. Her story relies on the fact that other people were present when they met. Okay, probably true. So she is going to write questions along those lines to prove her story. But really, who cares if other people were present? AP has other rooms in his house. Doesn't he wonder if it is worth letting her proceed with the polygraph, but insists that I be the one who write the questions? Or really, is it even worth it? I probably have enough and should just run off to a lawyer. But I kind of want to see her waste $600. Is that petty? LOL. She thinks she can get around this by doing the polygraph and booking marriage counseling. She bought a book yesterday called His Needs, Her Needs, or something like that, and is insisting we read it together. What an infuriating book. It reads like no one has a choice but to fall into an affair. She keeps coming to me with passages that read like it is an inevitability. Too bad she didn't buy this book before she decided to fuck someone else. This book is a weapon in the hands of the WS, but thanks for your responses to my previous post. The advice, support, and even the kicks to the nuts are all well appreciated.